Hey guys, Pete over here, Craigslist Hunter. I know I haven't done the video probably in a couple weeks now. Good reason for it. First, I was a little bit sick, under the weather, and then I was traveling. I was actually traveling to Florida. I took my daughter to Naples Zoo. She's graduating school, and this is her final month. She's doing internship in Naples Zoo. So I went there because I wanted to visit my friend Jack, who she's actually staying with, who lives right next door in Marco Island. So I went to visit him. We did some deep sea fishing. Good time. So I'm back now, but I actually haven't done a video like this in a very long time, guys. I used to do these videos monthly, and that I would show you what cool stuff I sold on eBay and for what kind of money and how much I paid and stuff like that. As you've seen the title, it says sold some junk for 47 grand on eBay. At the same time, we could have done a lot better. Let me explain why. So today is Saturday morning, December 1st. Actually, I'm gonna bring up a screenshot of the whole November, what we did on eBay. And you can actually see on this screenshot for the last 30 days, so we did 47 grand, but actually the red arrow is pointing down that we are about 1%, a little bit over 1% down from a previous month, which is very, very true. You can see the total for 90 days. And here's the reason. The things are selling so fast and so good that we can't keep up with it. And the way I do the strategy in my business works extremely well. Now, this is not a video for beginners, okay? The way we run the business, you need some capital, you need some money to be invested in this product. But the whole idea for us is to turn over the product extremely quick. Yes, everybody loves those home runs, right? Pick something up for, a buck or two and flip it for 50, or pick it up for $5 and flip it for 100. Those are far and few in between. Our model is completely different. Our model is to actually pay up a little bit of the money, but the product actually sells really quickly. I'm going to show you guys here a bunch of stuff that we sold, that I picked throughout the month, that sold very fast, within a day, 2, or maybe 3 days. And then also I'm going to show you a product that I like to go after the most, stuff that you can buy in bulk, one post, and it just trickles in slowly every day, every other day. Those deals are the best in this kind of business. If you can get and find those deals, you're going to be doing very, very well on eBay. So 2 different kinds of approaches here in my business, how we sell things. And let me show you probably about 20 items here I picked from the month that we paid up. And then I got few items that are in bulk and they're lower priced, but they constantly selling. So let's get into this. Before we get into this video, I know a lot of you are gonna have an argument, Pete, but you own the shop, lots of stuff comes into you. Yes, that's true. For those of you who are here on this channel for the first time and you haven't followed me in the past, go watch some videos. Yes, I do have a shop, stuff comes into my shop, I buy. But lots of stuff I buy on the street as well, meaning off Facebook, Craigslist, just through connections. Actually, half of the stuff that I'm going to show you here throughout this video, I bought it on the street, did not walk into my shop. So it's all doable for everybody. You don't have to have a shop. But I think this is the most productive way of doing business on eBay. And the turnaround is super quick. Going into this month, November, we were at, originally the plan was, before we get to the 4th quarter, that I wanted to have 1,000 items listed and ready for the 4th quarter. Well, guess what? We start doing that at end of May to ramp up for the 4th quarter. We never made it. The most items that we had in our store was 880. And the last couple months, the stuff has been selling so quickly that we can't keep up with that number. Going into the month of November, we only had 750 items, meaning that stuff sells so quickly that we can't replenish quickly enough. I can't find quality stuff out there fast enough to get to that 1,000 listings. And this is what I mean by my approach. We pay up a little bit for stuff, but a turnaround is super quick. Just in November, we sold over 500 items. Having 750 in a store selling 500, that's a pretty good turnaround, don't you think? So let me explain how we do it and what we pay for certain things and why they sell quickly. So let's get into this. All right, here's the first item that I want to show you guys. This is a guitar amp made by Vox. This actually did came into the shop. It's a big, bulky, heavy item. We still listed on eBay. We paid $85 for this when it came into the shop. It took about a week, maybe a little bit less, about 5 days, I think, to sell on eBay. And this was local pickup too. So obviously just the people around me are looking at this item because it's a free local pickup. Sold for $264. Anytime you can pick up amps, musical instruments, all that kind of stuff, huge following, sells extremely well. All right, here we have a vintage tobacco advertising porcelain sign, pretty good size sign, 35 by 11. And if you guys remember, probably about 4 months ago, I had a video that I picked this up for from a guy in a city that I deal quite a bit. And we brought it to the shop. I paid him $100 for it. It was hanging in the shop for a little bit over 3 months. That's the rule we usually have, that stuff goes into the shop first. And if it doesn't sell after 3-4 months, then we move it online. So we put it on eBay for $399 with $30 shipping. Had tremendous interest right off the get-go. Ton of offers, refused all of them. Took 2 days and it sold for the asking price of $399. Remember, paid $100 for it. Stuff like this, when it's original, decent condition, crazy following, people will pay up for it. That's what I mean, willing to pay a little bit of money, and you know it's gonna move fast. Let's go to the next. Here's a pretty cool item. This actually came into our shop. I don't know how you say it. Tayo Volkswagen Beetle, battery operated, made in Japan, from 1970s bug, with very, very cool British colors on it. This we paid $50 for it. Sold for $159.95 one day. It took 1 day, $20 shipping. Very cool item. Next, this actually lens I picked up off Facebook Marketplace, and the guy was asking $650, and I reached out to him and I said, yes, I'm interested. He was actually next town over. It was like a 10-minute ride, and I ended up buying this from him for $400. A little bit of negotiation back and forth, but he had quite a few great lenses. And he says, this one, it needs to go. I don't need it anymore. I don't use it anymore. And he settled with me for $400. This took about a little bit less than a week to sell. I mean, we had a lot of questions on it. We also had few offers, and we kind of stuck to the price. Sold for $800, paid $400. Stuff like this is gold, because quality will always sell, and this is like top of the line. You know, Leica lenses, especially older ones, there's ton of photographers, they go crazy after stuff like this. So look out for Leica. You can easily pay up if it's in a good working order and great condition, and you know it's going to sell for great money. Next, here's the item off Craigslist actually. We found this on Craigslist, back and forth messages. lady was asking $200, and I end up picking it up for 125 bucks. It was a little bit risky because when I got there, there's not really a way of testing this excepting powering on. Till I got it back to the shop and we actually hooked up to the computer and loaded with the software to see if it does certain functions. So, you know, sometimes you have to take little risks, but, you know, I was willing to do that because the return on investment is pretty good. 125 bucks, sold within like 3-4 days, sold for $439. It's a printer. It's a printer and cutter for graphics. A lot of guys out there who like these miniature machines and they're starting a business. This is new, probably about $650 to $700, depends when you look. So it's a hot item. All right, these next two items are both from the same company, and one of them came into the shop. One of them I went out of Craigslist and I picked it up. So this is the first one. This came into the shop. Actually, Ryan bought this. And the guy came in, he wasn't asking too much money. He actually closed down his automotive shop and he just needed to get rid of some stuff. He brought us a lot of different tools, and this is one of them. This is the diagnostic scanner from Snap-on, very expensive. This is brand new, probably about $1,000. And he came in and he was asking 250 bucks for it, and Ryan ended up picking this up for 200 bucks. It did take a little bit to sell. I think it took a little bit over excuse me, a little bit over a week. Originally we had priced it at $5.99, and it sat there for a week with no bites. Lots of questions, but no bites. The reason for it is there was a little bit of competition out there. So the next week we dropped the price by 50 bucks to $549.95, and it's at that price sold almost instantly. Anytime, guys, you can grab Snap-on tools. It's like money in the bank. Such a reputable company, so many shops out there, so many mechanics that love Snap-on and Matco tools that they buy it all the time. Let me show you the next Snap-on. This was off Craigslist. The guy was selling, this was brand new, no original box. Everything, all the electrical cables, the batteries, it came with 2 batteries. This is cordlet ratchet kit with 2 batteries. This alone with only 1 battery, brand new from Snap-on, sells for $299 or I'm sorry, yeah, $299. Now each battery is like 50 bucks. So we put this out with 2 batteries for $319, and I actually paid up for this. I paid $175. Yeah, the guy wanted 200 bucks on Craigslist. He wouldn't budge too much, back and forth, and I only got him down like to come down $25. I paid $175. Anytime that I can almost double my money, I will go for it, especially when it's a higher ticket item. In this case was even less. After everything, I probably only made 100 bucks here, but why not? I mean, if you can do this every day and you know it's gonna sell instantly, and this sold within a day or two, why not? You're not tying up your money. So great sell. This next item, I love selling automotive parts. It's not easy to find them. I think actually I'm gonna spend more time trying to build relationships with some of the local body shops to find more products like this. About a month ago, I sold also a Jaguar headlight for like really crazy money, for like $600 or $700. This one was a little bit cheaper. This one sold for 390 bucks with $30 shipping, and we paid $150 for this headlight. I'm telling you, these automotive parts, if you can get them at the right price, you know, they sell. You know, you gotta sit sometimes a little bit on exotic cars because, you know, not every you don't have that many of them out there, but when somebody's looking, they're willing to pay up, because this light brand new from a dealer is probably $1,000 headlight. So next, this was a pickup also from Craigslist. Pass load guns, lots of contractors love them, always good sellers, easy to flip. They have to be in a decent condition. They're not hard to check actually. because they're cordless. You can check them long as people have gas tubes to put in them, so you can fire up some shots. This one paid 80 bucks for it, sold for 209 within just a couple days. Pass load guns, nailers, good product, good name to resell. This is one of those electronics that if it's old, new, vintage, it sells. The name recognition on both products is incredible. Even the remote controls, like a remote control from a system like this that it's 20 years old, will sell for 40, 50 bucks. I'm not kidding you guys. That's how much Bose has, what kind of following it has. Even older equipment sells for good money. This we paid $50 for it, sold for $145, and it only took a few days to sell as well. $20 shipping on this. If you can find Bose, buy it. Be willing to spend some money because it will always sell for you. This particular item you probably saw in one of my latest videos as well. This is my guy in Chicago that I deal with. I gave him 25 bucks for this Premier English drum. This is a snare drum, and it sold within a week. $120 with $30 shipping. Premier, again, great company. And this is a vintage Premier, so people like that brand. Sold instantly. Paying 25 bucks for something like this, no brainer. Now this next item here, you really have to understand the market and what you can get for certain stuff. So this is a little pendant. This pendant is about the size of a nickel, and it's a 14 karat gold, 5.7 grams. It's one of those hearts that you can open it up and you can stick a maybe a little photo inside, things of that nature. So when this came in actually to the shop, the value of the gold for a meltdown is about $130, $140 on this particular piece. And we pay usually about 70-75% of the market value. So we paid 100 bucks for this. Now I think we paid 85. I'm sorry, 85 bucks for this. At the moment, I believe the market was like at $130, $135 for this little piece if we would go melt. Understanding what you can get for the gold particular pieces out there on the market comes with the experience. So something like this, it's custom made. If you go to the store to buy this, you're probably going to pay about $350, $400 for a piece like this. So for me, melting this wouldn't make any sense. Then we throw it out on eBay, 275 bucks, took a couple days, boom, sold. So it's understanding the market and what you could potentially get out of it. If this was like a regular, just a chain or a ring, I would probably melt it. But there's certain stuff in gold that are so unusual that that you can get a lot more money than just the gold value. And in this case, this is almost double. So great flip. I love buying stuff like this. Next is an item that came into the shop, barely used, almost mint condition. Looks like somebody bought it, used it maybe once. And this, I think, retails for like $2.99 at the store. We end up paying 100 bucks for this. Sold for $2.39. It was in such a good condition that it sold instantly. Another good example of quick turnaround. Yes, I'm investing $100 for it, but I know it's an instant sale. If I tell you that I can promise you that you're gonna make 100 bucks almost every day on stuff like this, wouldn't you invest? Of course you would. So that's how we do it. That's what we do. I'm absolutely fine paying $100 for an item like this that I know that the money is not going to be tied up, because this is an instant sale and a profit of $100. This next item, you guys know that I like to buy sewing machines, all kinds of sewing machines. They constantly sell. This one we paid $75 for it. This came into the shop. I believe Ryan bought it. And once again, it took probably 2-3 days to sell. Sold for 250 bucks. It's a computerized sewing machine by a company called Puff. I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly, but sewing machines are very expensive when they're new, and especially If it's something computerized, something that does, you know, certain patterns, they can go for crazy money when they're new. So people are looking for stuff like this used, and they sell extremely well. Again, 75 into 250, why not? Here's an item that also Ryan picked up in a shop when it came in. And this is also a great example of willing to pay and understanding the market. Okay, very unique. This is a brass staircase rod, you know, like you have a baluster going around the staircase. Definitely vintage, definitely used, but very, very unique. And this sold probably within 3-4 days as well. We paid $100, sold for $100, $30 shipping. So it's again understanding the market and how quickly you can turn the stuff around so you're not tying up your cash. Here's a very unique item as well. I think we paid $60 for this and sold for $160, sold within 1 day with $15 shipping. You know, vintage cameras with original case like this one is, they've been always selling good for us. Once again, understanding what to buy. Here's the item that you guys probably seen in one of my latest videos, probably 3 videos ago. A guy, a viewer that came into my shop, sold me a bunch of stuff. Sold me probably 5 or 6 combos used. Sold me probably about 4 or 5 VCRs and lots of different other equipment. And in between was this particular Sansui never opened VCR DVD combo, sealed. Anytime you can get and find this kind of stuff sealed, grab it. Doesn't matter what company, it will bring great money. This one sold within 1 day, $250. And in this particular item, we put in that we have $100. I bought the whole bundle from him for $200, but I knew right off the get-go that this one item will bring all the money back plus, and this was exactly the case. So always look for stuff like this because it's money in a bank. Here's the item that I got it off Craigslist. Actually, I believe Adrian found this. We contacted the guy and I went and picked it up. He wasn't asking a whole lot of money for this. He was only asking $100 for this. And I got him down to, I think, 70 or 75 bucks, and sold also very quickly. The skill saw warm drive circular saws, especially the Bigfoot, and this one was with the extra blade, the little package that you see here in front of that thing, that's an extra blade, and it sold within like 2 or 3 days. So once again, 75 into 200 bucks all day long. This is a deal that I went after. I did pay it up. I almost walked out because the guy really didn't want to budge, but we still made money on it. This was off Facebook Marketplace. Guy was asking $100 and he wouldn't budge. And I knew that, you know, this is anywhere between 150 to 200 item. And when I got there and I looked at it, it was in mint condition, really good. Everything worked on it. And I gave him the $100, you know, and it sold within a couple days, $180 with $35 shipping. So not always, you know, as long as I can make $50, $60, $70, why not? I'm already there. I'm grabbing it. Even though that he couldn't come down on the price, it was worth my time. All right, guys, now it's the second part of the business. And this is the part of business that actually requires you to have quite a bit of capital to go after it, but it's extremely profitable. And here are actually items that I'm going to be showing you that don't sell for $100, $600, $300. These actually sell for 10 bucks, 15 bucks, 30 bucks. We buy them in bulk, one-time posting, and every day it just sells, or every other day, or depending on a product. So for example, here, let me show you this. We bought this already half a year ago in the summer. It was actually end of the summer. It was a deal that I bought bunch of different cosmetics from a guy. And we were able to sell off big part of it right away in bulk as well, that actually we got all the money that we invested back like almost instantly, which was incredible deal, because now everything that sells, it's pure profit. So here's a product called Elizabeth Orden. It's called Blvd. We sell 2 of these, no original packaging, but it's brand new. Great expiration date on it, because it's still good for another 2 years before it expires, and it sells very well. As you can see here, we sold 284 of these, and they constantly sell. Now, in the wintertime, they're gonna sell a little bit less because it's a SPF 50 product. So, you know, still people in Florida and California, southern states will buy this, not so much throughout the rest of the United States. I'm sure this will pick up again in spring. Incredible deal, right? Because one time, one picture, and you constantly just packing. This is selling for $37.49. Next is a product that it's super cheap. We bought 1,300 of these, and they're constantly selling. These are little sponges by Scotch. We paid 10 cents a piece, basically. I negotiated, the guy wanted 35 cents, then we went to 20 cents, and finally back and forth, he agreed to 10 cents a piece. They're actually selling a lot better than we expected. This sells almost every single day, sometimes a couple times a day, as you can see here. And we just started selling this, 37 sold. We have a lot more available. It only says here 13 available, but we have a lot more available. Not a huge money maker, but we have, you know what, $2 into this, 1 picture, free shipping on this. So it's like minus $5, because we can, $5 for shipping, because this is exactly 16 ounces, 20 packages, plus 2. So we got $7 in this. We're making like $8, $9 clear, and it's constantly selling. Yeah, it's not a $100 item, but constantly selling, 1 picture, and you're done. This is a great product as well. This was part of a different lot of cosmetics that we bought. These are actually expired, and we are explaining in our post that these are expired. They're actually been expired for like 5 years. People still buying them. It's makeup, Josie Moran, a powder, foundation, light and medium. These are selling for $22.95. We paid $2.50 a piece on these. As you can see, I'm showing here, I got 113 available, 100 of them sold. We've been selling this for a couple months as well, and it sells every other day. Great product. Another cosmetic, Laura Mercer. This is a cleanser sealed. Expiration date on this is for another 3 years, and it sells really good as well. $22.66. We paid $3 a piece on this, and I got a lot. We have, I'm not kidding you guys, I think we have like 15,000 of these. Huge amount. They're slowly picking it up. We just started selling them. I think this is overall very new product, so not many people know about this yet, but I think next year this is going to be selling really, really good. And as we ramped up the rating on it on eBay, how many we got sold, this is going to be very, very profitable. $3 in it is selling for $22.66 with the free shipping. Love stuff like this. Guys, I'm going to show you one more approach that we have that you can target some people when you find stuff out there. 3 more items I'm going to show you here that when you find them, you shoot people an offer and you just let that offer just kind of marinate itself, because these are the product that don't move very fast locally, but they will move pretty fast on eBay. A lot of people don't know that. So here's one of them. So here's an item that somebody was selling on Craigslist. It's a Pioneer sound processor. This is mid-80s technology, and this is stuff that it's hard to move kind of locally. So when I found this, I sent the guy an offer of $25. and no response. And I think it went maybe a week or even 2 weeks went by, and all of a sudden he responds, I'll take $25. Because he knows he had this on for a very long time already listed. He couldn't sell it. Somebody gave him an offer. He probably thought it was a low-balled offer, but finally he decided, yes, let me take the 25 bucks. And then we turn it around, we put it on eBay. Now you have a massive audience because you're willing to ship this. He wasn't willing to ship this. And why not? 25 to 90 bucks, why not? Next, same situation here. This is like a spotlight that you can put on top of your roof. It has a magnet and it has a remote control on a cable. This is old school technology, nothing new here. Same story. I think the guy was asking like 100 bucks on Craigslist, offered $20. A week later, he responds, yeah, come and get it for 20. We put it online, sells for 80 bucks with $15 shipping. Another one, and we sold them all. This was a situation, the guy had these out, 4 of them, asking $200 for these. And we shot him a price of 100 bucks. These are garbage trucks, scale models. They were all in great condition, all in boxes. He had 4 of them, asking $200. We shot him a price of 100. And I'm not kidding you. A month later, he responds, he'll take the 100 bucks. We sold every one of them for $100 on eBay with $15 shipping. So it's just playing the market, working the system, getting the stuff, and then spending the time to list and ship. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. So I would recommend trying this approach only if you are experienced and you do have a little bit of budget to work with. When you're starting out, obviously, to break the waters, you should start low, right? Buy the $1, $2 items and try to flip them to learn the system. But when you get experience, and especially when you're running a small operation, meaning a 1 or 2 person game, it's very, very hard to scale up in this business. Selling items for $10, $12, $15, $16 and really make good money. Yes, it's doable, but eventually you're gonna burn out. So going into the approach of selling higher ticket items and paying up for it, you can really scale it up. You don't have to be killing yourself. All it takes for you to sell 4 or 5 items a day, but they're quality items, a lot less work, and you can source this, you can find it, you just have to pay up a little bit for it. But I encourage anybody to start a slow transition. I think the biggest thing is to learn how to actually walk away from the items that are not gonna bring you a lot of money. So for example, this is a radar detector, $3.99 at Goodwill. This only sells for about 20 bucks. If you can, yes, it's easy money, but if you can learn actually how to walk away from the stuff like this and concentrate on a stuff that I'm willing to pay $25 to make 100, because eventually you guys gonna realize that time is money, and you don't have enough time in a day to handle little stuff like this. If you're gonna end up packing 50, 100 items a day that are only selling for $15, $20, you kill yourself. It's just not doable, because remember, you have to then list 100 items a day. So think about the model that I'm running here, and think about how you can actually change your business slowly from this kind of stuff to this kind of stuff. It will take some time. I would love to hear some comments. How you guys run your business? Are you really mainly concentrating on things like this because the investment is not so big, but it's really just a part-time gig? Or are you willing and you thinking about to going to a model that I'm doing? I'm very curious actually, how many of you, what's the balance out there? Because I think most of the people that I hear and listen to are playing this kind of model. And if you really want to make some decent money, like good money, you have to go with this model if you are playing just a 1 or two-person game, you know. Obviously, if you're gonna scale up and you're gonna hire 15 people to do this game, yeah, you can do it. But does everybody wants to have, you know, 10, 15 employees? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I haven't done a video like this showing what's sold in a very long time. So if you did enjoy this kind of video, please give it a thumb up. It makes me smile a little bit that you guys enjoy this type of content. And I appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, cheers.